Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Danish News Daily, where we keep you informed about everything happening with Denmark's royal family. Today, we are discussing a topic that has the entire nation concerned, Queen Margrethe's health issues and how they are casting a long shadow over King Frederik and Queen Mary's reign. This is serious, this is worrying, and this is something every Dane is watching closely. So hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we are covering this developing situation. Queen Margrethe is an absolute icon. She ruled Denmark for 52 years with grace, intelligence, and a genuine connection to the Danish people. When she announced her abdication in January 2024, it was supposed to be a moment of celebration, a well-deserved retirement for a monarch who had given her entire life to service. She would step back, Frederik would step up, and Denmark would transition smoothly into a new era. But things have not quite worked out that way, and a big reason is Margarethe's ongoing health struggles that continue to dominate headlines and public concern. Let us go back to what triggered the abdication in the first place. In February 2023, Queen Margrethe underwent major back surgery. The procedure was serious, the recovery was difficult, and it clearly made her reflect on her mortality and her ability to continue performing her royal duties at the level she expected of herself. During her New Year's address in 2024, she announced her decision to abdicate, citing the surgery as a turning point that made her reconsider her future. The surgery went well, according to official statements, but the recovery was longer and more challenging than anticipated for someone in their 80s. The Danish people understood and supported her decision. After 52 years of service, nobody could begrudge Margarita the chance to rest and enjoy whatever time she has left without the weight of the crown. But here's where things get complicated. Even though Margarita is no longer queen, she remains a towering figure in Danish public life. People still care deeply about her well-being, still follow news about her health, and still see her as the emotional heart of the monarchy in many ways. Frederik is king in title, but Margarita is still queen in the hearts of many Danes, and that creates a very difficult dynamic for the current reign. Recent reports about Margarethe's health have been concerning. She has been seen using a wheelchair at public events, looking noticeably frailer than in previous years. There have been cancelled appearances and scaled-back participation in royal functions. The palace has been relatively tight-lipped about specific health details, which is their right, but the lack of information has led to speculation and worry among the public. When you love someone, and Danes genuinely love Margarita, you want to know they are okay, and the uncertainty is difficult to bear. What makes this particularly challenging for Frederik and Mary is that every health update about Margarita, every photo of her looking unwell, every cancelled appearance becomes the dominant royal story. Frederik and Mary are trying to establish their own reign, to create their own identity as Denmark's king and queen, to move the monarchy forward, but they keep getting overshadowed by concern for Margarita. It is not anyone's fault, it's just an incredibly difficult situation where the previous monarch remains so beloved and so present in public consciousness that the current monarchs struggle to claim the spotlight. The timing of the abdication, coming so soon after Frederik's Madrid scandal, also means that some Danes view Margarethe's health issues through that lens. There is a narrative, fair or not, that the stress of the scandal and the need to protect the monarchy's reputation contributed to Margarethe's decision to step down. Some people wonder if the stress of that period exacerbated her health problems or accelerated her decline. Again, this is speculation, but it is speculation that ties back to Frederik and creates another layer of complexity in how his reign is perceived. Margarita has always been remarkably active and engaged for her age. She is an accomplished artist, a translator, a designer, someone with wide-ranging intellectual interests and genuine creative talent.
Seeing her slow down, seeing her physical limitations increase is heartbreaking for people who have watched her be such a vibrant presence for decades. There's a real sense of collective grief happening in Denmark, not because Margarita has passed away, but because people are watching her age and decline in real time and processing what her eventual loss will mean for the nation. The wheelchair appearances have been particularly poignant. Margarita has always carried herself with such dignity and strength, and seeing her need mobility assistance is a stark reminder of human fragility. To her credit, she has not hidden away or retreated from public life entirely. She still attends events when she is able, still shows her face, still lets the Danish people see her. That takes courage and speaks to her lifelong commitment to service and transparency. But it also means the public is very aware of her declining health in a way that might not happen if she had fully retired from public view. For Frederik and Mary, this creates an impossible balancing act. They need to be respectful and supportive of Margarita, which they absolutely are, but they also need to establish themselves as the leaders of the monarchy going forward. They need the public to start thinking of them as the primary royals, not just as placeholders until Margarita passes away. But how do you assert yourself and claim the spotlight when doing so might seem disrespectful to a beloved elderly woman who is struggling with her health? You can't, really. So you wait, you support, you continue your duties quietly, and you hope that time will gradually shift public focus in your direction. The Danish press has been respectful in their coverage of Margarita's health, which is appropriate, but it does mean that positive stories about Frederik and Mary's work often get less attention than they deserve. When Margarita makes a rare public appearance, that's front-page news. When Frederik and Mary complete a successful state visit or champion an important cause, it might get coverage, but it's often secondary to Margarita news. The imbalance is striking, and it reinforces the sense that this reign has not quite found its footing yet. There is also the question of what happens when Margarita eventually passes away. Denmark will go into mourning, appropriately so, and Frederik and Mary will be central to leading the nation through that grief. It will be a defining moment for their reign, a chance to show leadership and compassion, and to help Denmark transition emotionally from the Margarita era to the Frederik era. But it is also a moment they surely dread, because despite any complications or frustrations, Frederik loves his mother and does not want to lose her. The personal and the political are hopelessly intertwined in situations like this. The health concerns have also sparked broader conversations about the monarchy's future and about succession planning. Crown Prince Christian is being prepared for his eventual role, but he is still very young. The Danish monarchy needs Frederik to have a long and successful reign to ensure stability and continuity. If Frederik's reign is always overshadowed by his mother's legacy and by lingering scandals,